I'm literally buzzing my socks off at the moment because look at this artwork in the background. This is one of the most gorgeous things I've ever laid my eyes upon. It's one of the coolest things I've actually ever laid my eyes on because what it means, this is the Emperor of Mankind. He is sat on the Golden Throne. This is the first time we've actually saw the Emperor officially when he's in his alive format. You know, he's not a skeleton rotting away on it. Actually sitting on there and working his work, keeping the demons away, fighting the good fight in the warp. And yeah, what can I say? It's absolutely incredible. This is by Neil Roberts, the guy who does all the Horus Heresy artwork for the Siege of Terra, the Horus Heresy books, everything like that. This is taken from the next book in the Siege of Terra series, the last book, should I say, and we'll get to that in a second because it's technically not the last book, The End and the Death by Dan Abnett, Volume 1. Now, just before we go to the official synopsis of that book, which, again, it sounds absolutely incredible, I'm going to be putting my theory cap on during sometime next week and going through some theories that I potentially think that's going to happen at the end of this whole Siege of Terror. But I just want to remain looking at this artwork because, again, this is the Golden Throne. It makes me so giddy. Seeing all the custodians and everything standing guard, like some of them are on their own little plimps, some of them are just actually just stood around it. You've got all like the tech servants actually walking up the step. You've got one guy right next to the Emperor with a big fiery banner of the Imperial Eagle. How big is the Emperor? He is absolutely ginormous. That's bigger than any Primarch, any being I know in the Imperium. Again, that's probably just himself, like projecting himself probably. But then again, this was designed for Magnus the Red, and we all know Magnus the Red was a very, very tall Primarch. He was bigger than all of his brothers. Is he that big though? I'm not really sure. Maybe this is just like the Emperor and, as I mentioned just a second ago, his psychic format making himself look this huge, absolute godlike being. Now, in the background is a synopsis that goes along with this book. We'll get into the whole Volume 1 thing in a second, because this one states, there is no way out. It sounds like Moria. They have barred the gates. The walls have fallen, the gates are breached, and the defenders slain. It is the end and the death. After 7 brutal years of civil war, the War Master stands on the verge of victory. Horus Lupercal, once beloved son, has come to murder his father. How dare he? The Emperor, a shining beacon of hope to many, an unscrupulous tyrant to others, must die. The lives of uncountable numbers have been extinguished, and even Primarchs, once thought immortal, have been laid low. The Emperor's dream lies in tatters, but there remains a sliver of hope. Now, at the final hour of the final day, the Emperor rises. With him come his angel, his praetorian, and his captain, all determined to enact terrible vengeance. Yet the hope is slim, for the War Master sees all and knows all. The ultimate victory of chaos is at hand. There is no way out. I actually have shivers. That is how cool this is. This is what I've been waiting for now for bloody how many years? When did the Horus Heresy first start? Ever since I read Horus Rising, that was only supposed to be like a trilogy, and then they announced it's going to be the full thing, and they're going to do the Siege and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be the best and greatest book series there's ever been. It's probably one of the biggest sci-fi stories that has ever been told, right? I'm sure there's something bigger out there. You'll let me know in the comment section. But as I mentioned in that synopsis, there's some big hints there. The final day, the Emperor rises. That means it's the Emperor going to go fight Horus or fight whoever. The Praetorian, the Angel, of course, is Dawn and Sanguinius. The Captain refers to none other than Constantine Valdor. If there's one thing I want more than anything else is to see the true power of Valdor. Valdor is described, theory time, is basically he is kind of a Primarch, a custodian Primarch. That is one of the theories that is floating around the internet. Some say he's a true-born son of the Emperor. There's so many weird stuff out there, what it is, but I just want to see Valdor unleashed and see him absolutely maim and purge everything. I actually want him to go against a Primarch. I want to see Valdor take on a Primarch and see what he can do with his spear. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the text that's stated in this article that says this is Volume 1. It says here, all of this, every tale, no matter how small, has led to this final Siege of Terra, the end and the death, Volume 1. And it goes on to say, yes, Volume 1. You'll just have to wait and see what this means for the final story. I know what it means, right? There is basically a coming to the end of the Horus Heresy, the Siege of Terra, however you want to see it. It's a big cash cow for Games Workshop, Black Library, and they're just going to try and milk it for everything it's worth. Am I complaining? Absolutely not, because if it's Dan Abnett writing 1 and 2, that means more Dan Abnett books. I'm not complaining at all. Give me all the Dan Abnett books you can, ram it down my throat, because I will ingest everything that man has to write, because everything he touches turns to absolute gold, or should I say, in his case, absolute silver. Get it? God's ghosts, you see? You know, I'm here till Wednesday. Anyway, that's enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. As always, if you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, please let me know down in the comment section. I would love to see what you've got to say about this. Do you love the artwork? Do you hate the artwork? Is it inspiring you? I actually want to make some custodians now. I don't know why. I just feel like making some custodians. We have to get an Emperor model, right? Oh, maybe for Nova it's going to be the Emperor model being revealed. No, Valrak, stop being stupid. It's not going to be anything like that. But yeah, enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching as always. See you in a bit. Have a great day and bye-bye.